Designer Note Subject 60. What time is it? It's a simple question that should have a simple answer, right? All you need is the hour and minutes to tell the time. If you need the day, date, and year, you might want to rethink your priorities and buy a calendar instead. Telling the time should have been a simple proposition for a watch. So why is the Hautlence Sphere everything but simple? Haute horology upstart Hautlence has been making interesting timepieces since 2004. Under the Malin family, yes, that Malin that's been bringing noise and great watches with H. Moser, Hautlence continues to release exceptional quality watches that display time in the most unconventionally fun ways. From retrogrades to jumping hour complications, this independent company may be but a kindergartner by horological terms, but make no mistake, it has already graduated to be one of the top players in the watchmaking playground. Like, comment, and subscribe for content you'd like to see next. Follow us on Instagram at Design Atelier Aruba for behind the scenes content. Email us at designatelierviewer@gmail.com. The dimensions are 39mm by 46mm. A widescreen format, if you may say. This watch doesn't feel too different from conventional watches, even though it certainly looks nothing like a normal watch. The thickness is 12mm, which is also on par with what we've been used to seeing. The dome alone has a 3mm height, which adds considerably to the thickness. The case and lugs are made of 18-karat white gold, sandwiched between two sapphire crystals. This case is rated for 30 meters of water resistance. Meager, but it will do. The movement is the caliber HTL501-1, an in-house caliber movement that's hand-wound with a 3-day power reserve. It's constructed with 38 jewels and beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour. The components for this movement is hand-decorated, and this shows beautifully both on the back and front side of the watch. The finishing on the bevels of the frames and bridges are very well done. The case is also finely finished in satin brush and mirror polish. The main attraction here is of course the jumping hour sphere that's coated with deep blue PPD coating over a grade 5 titanium shell. This same coating is applied on the numerals and minutes hand. The numerals on the sphere are lacquer painted white. This watch shows just two things, the hours and minutes. Even though it has quite a rudimentary goal, the way the sphere achieves this is with two amazing complications, a retrograde and jumping hour complications. To do this, the movement is actually a modular caliber that's divided into two parts. The right side is dedicated to timekeeping, while the left side is independent. This sets up the movement to be replaceable with other creative ways to display time. The main movement itself is somewhat open-worked, so you can gauge how much power reserve you have left. Another key notable here is that this is one of the true in-house manufactured movements wherein even the hairspring is manufactured by Precision Engineering AG, a sister company of Hautlence run by the Malin family. Flipping over to the dial side, we are now treated with the retrograde complication. Instead of a full 360 degrees of revolution for the minute hand, this retrograde dial uses only 180 degrees. This would mean that once the minute hand reaches the 60-minute mark, it would need to swing very quickly back up to the 00 mark. Retrograde complications are not common but not unknown to many who's into watches. However, what makes this special is that the mechanism is regulated as the minute hand arrives back to the 00 mark. It's engineered to slow down, thus mitigating impact stress. At the left side, we are now presented with a sphere that's rigged to conical differential gears that rotates at 450 degrees. As it spins, 12 different positions can be aligned to the side of the dial, providing the hour indication for the watch. Hautlence didn't stop at merely adding this playful way of showing what hour it is. They also did this using a jumping hour complication. It takes a bit of engineering heavy lifting as well to do this. One needs to consider holding off the charge of the spring until the hour needs to be jumped. Another thing to worry about is the amplitude that the movement exerts on the sphere whenever the hour jumps. In the previous Hautlence Sphere, the dial is made out of a smoked out sapphire crystal. This one is a grained rose gold plate. Blue anything on rose gold anything is always a great visual combination. The Hautlence Sphere is limited to just 28 pieces with pricing over $100,000 each. It's not for everyone, and so is the price to pay for something that displays just hours and minutes. Something so simple can be done in the most complicated way possible. Beautifully done, if we may add. There is an artistry behind this simplicity. There is also technical prowess behind the mechanism. If simply telling the time would have been enough for all of us, then a G-Shock, or a phone, or even a microwave will do. We all cannot unanimously agree that it will. Some of us crave for a little more artistry. That's why it's phrased as the art of watchmaking and not the just tell the time of watchmaking. Hautlence happily springs forth from the art side of this statement. And hopefully after this video, at least more than 28 of you out there would agree with me. Flaming Minigod writes, what watch would you recommend for a one-watch collection? My knee-jerk reaction to this is always the Rolex Submariner. Now, the Submariner has all of the things that I want within a watch. It has the top quality finishing and materials that anyone would put in a watch. It lasts a whole lifetime. Literally, and it's very much appreciated both by enthusiasts and in value. So to me, the Rolex Submariner truly could be your one watch if you wanted to have just one in a collection.